guys, welcome back to another episode of the Prosperous Soul series. Let's get started with episode 5. Cinco, cinq. Is that how you say 5 in French? So today we're going to talk about discovering your purpose, and I know that this is a topic that pulls some heartstrings because there's so many people that are still trying to figure out what their purpose is in life. I really do hope that today's episode and the tips that I'm going to help you start that journey of discovering your purpose. So a little bit about my journey as I was trying to figure out and discover my purpose was that growing up, I had so many talents. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. I love to sing, I love to dance, I love music, I loved everything, and it was very hard for me to try to figure out what I was meant to do in this life. The problem is that when it came to my purpose, I always thought about me. What will my purpose do for me? But here's the thing, and this is something, again, this is a mindset jogger, and this is what the Prosperous Soul series is all about. It's about digging deep within your soul, helping you change your mindset and give you a little bit of a different perspective. The thing about discovering our purpose is that so many of us are trying to figure out what we're meant to do in this life, and we're trying to discover it all on our own. But here's the thing, you did not create yourself. You don't know who you are. So the thing is that you have to go back to the source. You have to go back to the person that created you. And for all of us here, the creator of this world and the creator of us is God. So God is our creator. So the first step of figuring out our journey and figuring out our purpose is that we need to seek him. I'll give you guys an example. You guys know Elon Musk is the creator of Tesla. If you guys want to know everything and anything and the purpose of Tesla, are you going to go to the owner of Toyota, or are you going to go to Elon Musk? He can give you the ins, the outs, the details, the science, the mindset, the thought process behind what Tesla is supposed to be made for, what it's supposed to do, the mindset behind the goals he has for it, the vision that he has for it, and the purpose that he has for it. So with that being said, when you want to know what you're truly made of and what your purpose is really about, you personally cannot even fathom to know what your purpose is. Or the first step is you need to seek your creator, the person that created you, the one that has all the plans already set out for you. I think the problem with my journey when I was trying to figure out my purpose is that I tried to figure it out from other people. I will take ventures and thought that the businesses that I started or the people that I was around, that they were going to dictate my future and my purpose. Every job that I took, every business that I started, every person that I was around, I really thought that that was the definition of my purpose. And when I really started to dig deep within myself and in my soul, and I really started to seek God, I started to realize that there is not one person, there's not one thing, there's not one career or business that can define my purpose. There's only one person that can define my purpose, and that is God, the creator of me and the creator of this universe. And he put me here on purpose and for a purpose. Our destiny, our significance, our purpose is through God. So I want to give you guys 4 tips that can help you guys in the pursuit of discovering your purpose. Number 1 is identifying your values. I have to tell you guys, when I figured out what my values were, my whole entire perspective on life, the way that I made decisions and the boundaries that I set, helped me so much. And I'll share with you guys a little bit of my values so that way you can kind of get inspired or have an idea of what values really look like. Number 1 for me is God. God is number 1 in my life. I do not care who else comes into play. The first person in my life is God. Second thing is family. Obviously, I physically will not be here if it wasn't for my mom, my parents, my grandparents. It is important that I spend time with them. It is important that I love on them. The third thing is developing an asset that turns to cash flow, and I wouldn't have to work for somebody else, so that way I can be free to live out my values. I do not want to be owned by a company. I do not want to be owned by anybody. I believe in freedom. Freedom to do the things that I was called to do, and being a free woman. Fourth thing is being debt free. You are a slave to the lender if you owe money. So I believe in being debt free and owing nobody anything. The last thing is I believe in impact. I want to live a life of contribution instead of consumption. I want to do something that 100 years from now, when people say my name on earth, they know who I am because of the contribution and the impact that I made on earth. Impact is so important and it is part of my values. So when you look at those 5 value points, it is very easy for me to make the proper decisions because I just look at those 5 value points, and if it does not fall upon those value points, the answer is no. So when I started to discover what my values were, it was very easy for me to be able to make proper decisions, set proper boundaries, and live a very simple and peaceful life. The second thing that I would recommend is develop a deep relationship with God. Based on my experience, is that for such a long time, I thought that other people were God. I idolized people and I used those people to be the measure of what my worth is. And when I did that, it was devastating. I was not happy. So instead of me developing a tight relationship with people that I idolize, I focus on developing a relationship with my creator, the person that actually knows the plans that he has for me, the person that actually knows what my purpose here on earth. So when I started to dig deep with my relationship with God, I started to discover who I am because I figured out whose I am. When I lived a life of idolizing people, I used their opinions, their accolades, their recognition, and their edification as a ruler to measure my worth. And you know what that comes with? That comes with anxiety. That comes with pressure, with a sense of them controlling me and putting me in a box, using their ruler to measure what I was capable of, when they have no idea. They did not create me. So whether you believe in the universe, whether you believe in God, my biggest tip is do not use the rulers of the people that you idolize to measure what you're capable of. Find a higher power. Find something that you believe in that is not of this world, and dig deep with that person. Dig deep within your heart and understand what you're made of. For me, it was God, man. When I tell you, I developed a strong relationship with God. I stopped dating. I got rid of the people that were controlling me. I got rid of narcissist relationships. I got rid of all those things. And I became so free. And I started to dig deep within myself, and I started to realize what I'm capable of. Man, anything that I did, anything that I touched prospered. Important that you dig deep within a higher power. The third thing is become a truth seeker. The truth will set you free. I always talk about that. In anything that you do, find the truth behind everything. Become a critical thinker. Ask questions, use your judgment, use your heart. You know, the biggest thing that people say all the time, and I find it so funny, is that people say, I don't trust people. I don't trust this thing. I don't trust that thing. And the problem is it's not that you don't trust people, it's that you don't trust yourself to be a truth seeker, because once you become a truth seeker, it's very easy to look into the bullshit. Very easy. The way that I found my truth was through the word, through the Bible, because God wrote those promises for me, and the truth is in there. Once you understand the truth within yourself and the truth within this world, find the truth within everything that you do, so that way your purpose is built on authenticity instead of you having to put on an act or a mask to be what other people want you to be. You can live life in truth and use so much fulfillment in your human spirit. And the last thing is something that I truly have been really focusing on lately, especially as I embark into a new season in my life, is figuring out your superpower. Figuring out what your talents and abilities are. Everybody here has talents. You have a talent. You have a superpower. What is it? What is that one thing that when you do gives you so many butterflies? What is that one thing that you do? You feel so happy. What is that thing that brings you happiness? That is your superpower. I'm so excited because a lot of the people that I'm working with, we're really focusing on figuring out what their superpower is, so that way they can develop it in a strong level. And to see the happiness with my team, my friends, has been such a joy the past couple of weeks, because we transitioned out of a system that kept us in a box, and now we have the freedom to look deep within our soul and figure out what our superpowers are, so we can see life in a different light. Now, here's the thing about figuring out your superpower, is that instead of you trying to figure out your superpower to see how it can benefit you, I want to challenge you to change your mindset to figure out how you can use your superpower to serve other people. You want to ask yourself, how can I use my talents, my abilities, and my superpower to create a service to this world, to add value to the world? And what happens is that when you change your mindset from what it can do for me to what can I do for others, you will live a life of true fulfillment and true happiness. When God sees you using the talents that He gave you to serve His children, your brothers and your sisters, He would grant you a life of prosperity, and the floodgates of prosperity in your finances, in your heart, and in your mindset, and in your peace is going to explode. All right, guys, so the last thing that I want to do is I want to recommend to you guys a book that will help you with your journey of discovering your purpose. And the one book that I would recommend, I know many people have read it, and is The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. This book completely changed my mindset on levels that I can't even believe. Like, this is one of those books that you're mind blown. Like, you cannot put it down. It's 40 chapters. You read one chapter a day for 40 days, and it is awesome. It is one of my favorite books. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can go on Amazon and purchase it. It is amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 5. I really do hope and pray that this episode added so much value to you, changed your mindset, and opened up your mind to help you start the journey of discovering your purpose and create a major impact in this world. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the love and support. We're 5 episodes down, 5 more to go, and I'll see you guys next week on episode 6. Have a wonderful day.